Non-Croatian Voice, the news program from Toronto, Canada. This is your host, Željko Todorić. This Australian woman from Perth was not very talkative, but she managed to say a few Croatian words which she learned from some Croatian friends in Australia.
What is it?
Famous now, you're
No, not really.
Maybe the lady from Australia, she
She looked like Anne Hathaway.
Who's that?
How was that?
Oh, that actress? Yeah. Oh, really? I've never gotten that before.
She looked like that.
So what do you know about Croatia though? Okay.
Maybe start with him
The girl
first.
from Australia, okay, something Croatian?
Kako si?
Kako si, okay, so how many people, Croatian people did you meet in Australia or Canada?
In Canada, I haven't met many, but in Australia, I grew up with more than half in my
Where in Australia you grew up?
Perth.
Perth?
Perth, yeah,
Perth.
that's in
Oh,
Australia.
yeah, lots of people, yeah, in Perth, yes.
A big community in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
Thank you, girls. Thank you. Thank you.
Why are you leaving so soon?
Sorry? Oh, we're going out now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Doviđenja. Do you know the word doviđenja?
Doviđenja? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay,
Goodbye.
bye.
Yes. Thank you.
Doviđenja.
Yes.
Bye.
This young Italian lady cannot say a lot about Croatia and its people. However, she acknowledged that she had met some Croatians here in Toronto.
Me again.
Okay, what comes to your mind when you hear the word Croatia or Croatia?
Okay, I think about the sea, the vacation, the holidays,
Okay.
and great people, because what like European people, so very
European people, right?
yeah. And just eat. I don't know. I never been to Croatia, but I would like to go.
Have you met any Croatian friends?
Yeah, I met two here that was studying English in the hostel I went. So
Here in Toronto?
yeah, here in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they are studying. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thanks. And finally, the most interesting character, history teacher. He knows a lot about Croatians, especially Croatian Canadians. He didn't reveal his background, although at one point he mentioned some relatives in Russia off camera.
Lighting good? Let me see.
No, it's no good.
We need a,
But you
we
can-
need a spotlight.
Okay,
So
okay.
the question is about Croatia.
Okay.
Okay, so what can I...
What's
Can
the
you
first
tell us
thing? Okay, the first thing that would come to mind is Tito.
Tito.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joseph Tito, who was Croatian.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, but he was Croatian and it wasn't his real name. That's just the name that he took. Josip Broz Tito. But basically what comes to mind is the fact that Croatia and Slovenia were Catholic and the other places were Orthodox, and eventually Croatia separated. And also, what comes to mind for most people in Canada would be basketball, because the Slovenians and Croatians are very good athletes in sports like basketball and also volleyball and places like that. Also, they're much taller than most Europeans. When you see someone from that area, especially the women, compared to other countries where they're so tiny, the Croatians are very tall. And also there's a similarity between them and the Ukrainians and the Poles in food. They like the very heavy food, cabbage rolls, stuffed peppers, strudel and stuff like that. So they're very close to them and the Germans in terms of food and basically, in Canada, most Croatians who came here came to northern Canada, like Mahavlich, the hockey players, family and that. And a lot of guys I work with, they all worked in the mines. In Schumacher, Timmins, Kapuskasing, and places like that. And in Toronto, if you go to the Dufferin Plaza, you got Croatia Street.
Croatia? How
Right
can
there.
you say about that? Are you Croatian?
No, I know a lot of Croatians.
Wow,
I worked with a
really?
lot of Croatians, yeah.
Okay.
In the big churches in Mississauga. Very huge Croatian population in Mississauga.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that's where my
Toronto,
friend.
Croatia Street.
Yeah, and most of the guys in Toronto, and some of them have changed their names, but most of the people I knew that were Croatian, the last name ended in Vich. Vich, yeah, or ICH or VICH.
Yes.
But that could also be Serbian too, because they're all from that area. Vukovic, this and that. And a lot of them became baseball players there in North America. Yeah, so that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, and also it was when 40 years ago when he came to Canada, the most popular place for students in Toronto when I was at university was Ljubljana and Dubrovnik for the tours. And on Bloor Street, where you had a big Croatian population, it was Kuselic, the travel agency that sent everyone over, all the students. So that's about 40 years ago. Yeah, so there were a lot more Croatians around this area years ago and Hungarians than today. Yeah, and I used to see a lot of them at the Hungarian restaurants on Bloor. But no more. There's only one Hungarian restaurant left, country style, at Bloor and Bathurst.
What about the history in the war and all that?
Oh yeah, and the history in the war was they had a unit because they didn't like the Russians that fought with the Germans in the Second World War. And it's always been a complicated country because only Tito could keep them all together, and everyone knew that once he was gone, they'd all revolt against each other because it's the old religious thing in Europe, Catholic against Orthodox. Just like with Turkey, because they were all part of the Turkish Ottoman Empire, it was the Muslim against the Christians. Yeah, but it's an interesting area. Yes, yeah. And it's not a very rich area. Yeah, it's a poor country. Because my friend Danny has his nieces over here now, and he has to help them out all the time.
And what about the prejudice against the Albanians?
Oh yeah, because the Albanians are Muslims.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's an interesting place. People still go there. They're still popular for those beaches there at Dubrovnik and Ljubljana. Yeah.
Okay.
So how long have you been here to Canada?
About 20 years.
Oh, okay. And what part of the city are you in?
North York.
Oh, okay.
I used to live in Hamilton, and Mississauga now.
Yeah.
Toronto, and,
Okay.
To summarize all of this, we can certainly say that the image of Croatia and Croatian communities around the world has improved significantly among foreigners lately. A few decades ago, nobody knew about us. Today, we exist. We are alive, and people do talk about us with a great deal of respect. Thanks for watching. God bless.